This is the FAFSA. This is the whole notion of how a student applies for student financial assistance. You know, the old form was enormously complicated. It had over 100 questions, particularly for first-generation kids. Sorting through that form was a real problem. So Congress, a couple of years ago, passed a bill to say, let's take it from basically 100 questions to under 20. That's the good news. The bad news is that the implementation of that new law and the new form was way behind time. I've complained to the Education Secretary, Secretary Cardona, on this. I sat with students, financial aid officers, college administrators recently, and it's been a nightmare where a kid will get into one school or maybe a couple schools and not know how much financial aid, because some schools have caught up a little bit on their form, others have not. We may have students that are actually deferring for a full year because they're not being able to get the student assistance. I put another letter out to the Secretary today that, we've got to get these problems resolved. This issue is going to come back up come fall as students apply again. It is good, all the things we've tried to do to the colleges, state government, federal government's done to try to assist students on student financial aid, but you can't make it a nightmare to sort through this information. So I'm going to keep the pressure on Secretary Cardona and the whole Federal Department of Education. We've got to make the application to college as easy as possible, and we've also got to make sure that sorting through the financial aid that in many ways makes kids able to go to college is in a clear form. I can tell you, as a person in my family to graduate from college, my parents only had enough money to help me a little bit through the first year, my freshman year of college. If I'd not gotten student aid, and frankly, if I've not also worked almost 30 hours a week for my sophomore through senior year of college, I wasn't able to afford to go. And not to date myself, but my whole college costs all in, tuition and room and board back when I went in the dark ages, was under $5,000. Even with our great public universities in Virginia, with room and board, it's mostly over 30 grand, and private universities oftentimes over 60,000. We've got to make sure that the student financial form is easier, simpler, and that people can get this information in a timely manner.